My career to date, well, I studied music at Glasgow University. That was a course based on classical singing, and then I decided to stay in Scotland for 2 years, and I recorded 2 EPs with a band, but it was all sort of self-funded, and I supported a few musicians like Ray Morris, Newton Faulkner, Oland, Anne Brunn, which was all really good experience. Did a couple of gigs around the UK, Scotland, Ireland, England. As of yet I haven't kind of gone further afield, but that was mainly just to get my confidence as a performer. And then it kind of got to a point where I'd always wanted to move to London. I knew that that was the next step in kind of meeting people who were like-minded, and so that's why I joined a project at the Roundhouse in Camden, and that was a music collaboration project where I worked with other songwriters and other producers. And then that is when I met Lily, who is the other half of BLUEYES, and we then started to record an EP, which kind of came it started very organically. Basically I just met her after work one day, played a couple of chords, and then it all stemmed from there. And we just realised that we made a really good team. I've never actually worked with a female producer before, and she just really understood the way I wanted to go vocally and the sort of instruments that I wanted to work with, and yeah, it's just been a really enjoyable process. The money from this prize would all go towards our new project, which is BLUEYES, and that is me as a vocalist and Lily as the producer and multi-instrumentalist. We have worked really hard so far on the recordings, but we kind of feel like the live performance really needs to match up to that, so we're quite ambitious as to what we want to do on our tour basically. We both think that visuals are very, very important. This is primarily a story, this EP, and I don't think you just get that from a recording. So we want, projections. We want to maybe create a short film that we use in the live performance, just so you get that audience engagement. It's not just a singer singing at you. The audience can feel where the themes have come from behind you, and it just creates a more enjoyable experience, I think. What do you think, Lily?
My background as well is I have some theatre background and some performing background in sort of acting and telling stories, and I think we'd really like to bring that in as well, bring that performance and acting and movement element into the show. So if we were able to get a bit of funding, it would really help us maybe to bring someone in to work with us on movement, maybe a choreographer. I am in a creative team with my partner, and we have quite a lot of equipment such as projectors and lights and stuff that we'd be able to use already, but it's just being able to develop that, being able to develop the visuals that we can really live up to.
And also having a space that accommodates that. We're quite ambitious in the sort of venues that we'd like to perform in.
Yeah,
but that comes
definitely
with money. So
and we'd like to put on our own show, because I think we want to make it a bit cutting edge, and it would be better if we were able to have our own control over what we wanted to do creatively.
Definitely. My development as an artist, which is going to sound strange, will probably be a more physical one, because when I started out writing music, I was behind a piano, and not that being an instrumentalist and a vocalist isn't a bad thing. I think it's just that always felt quite inhibiting for me. And then when I met Lily and I had this whole soundscape around me, it made me really feel like I wanted to express myself with movement and kind of open up my vocals a bit more, and that's definitely been a kind of learning curve for me. So I'd say the development will really just be on that side, using my body as an instrument, because that's what I was always told when I studied singing, that your body is your instrument, and people really don't use that a lot these days. I think you can hide behind quite a lot of things. So that's a confidence thing for me as well. I've never moved around a lot in front of an audience, but it really is. it's quite liberating, and I think I just need to kind of own it, and that'll be something that I'll just learn to do as I go, and hopefully once we play to bigger audiences and play to more people, that'll be organic and feel natural and not feel as like I'm a crazy person on stage.